I'm not the biggest fan of apples, I'll admit. But if there's one place in the whole world that could change my mind about them, it's this one. Rumour has it A-Factory In Aomori is apple paradise. These delicious apple treats will have you craving a taste of Aomori. You won't be able to resist. So if you want to try the most delicious apples in all of Japan, there really is no better place to start. So what are we waiting for? Let's go see what all the fuss is about. Ikimashou! As a foreigner visiting Aomori for the first time, my first impression is that it's super peaceful and the people here are lovely. I was a little nervous before coming here, given the fact that statistically, nobody visits here. Seriously, 53% of tourists visit Tokyo, whereas 1% visit Aomori. That is shocking to me. Although, I'm not gonna lie to you, now I'm torn between encouraging people to come here and see how magical it is for themselves, or to keep Aomori all to myself. I know I'm a hypocrite. I'm a tourist. I'm a little antisocial, but I love meeting new people. I feel like people in Japan are similar in some ways. They can be quite private people, maybe shy at times, but they're also very friendly. Konnichiwa. Thank you.
ウェイトです。お待ちください。
大丈夫。
290です。Thank you。
ただ稼げた。
はい、Thank you。ありがとうございます。Enjoy our morning.
Thank you so much。
青森が大好き。
そう、天気良くて。
ありがとう。
ありがとうございます。
私
Oh my
大好き。
god。
青森好き。I'm not kidding when I say this made my trip. I'm not the most confident person, as you can probably tell. I carry a lot of self-doubt, but it's moments like this that make me feel so excited to be here. Aomori ga daisuki! I've got sand in my shoes. The dedication to the craft. So let me tell you a little bit about A-Factory. A-Factory is a duty-free market-style shopping centre that sells local products. But what I'm most excited to try is apple juice. That might sound a little strange coming from someone who doesn't really like apple juice all that much. But where I live, there isn't that much choice. But here there's different types of apples, different colours, cloudy, clear, sour, sweet. I mean, there's everything. Where I live, it all looks the same. I've never seen so many types of apple drinks in my entire life. This place is kind of insane. It seems like the perfect place to buy souvenirs for family or friends, or just for yourself. I mean, no shame. There's also lots and lots of apple cider here, which, to my knowledge, is kind of rare in Japan. There are so many interesting products I've never even seen before. I'm putting on weight just looking at it all. Hang on a minute, is this alcohol? Look at this, it looks like perfume. How stunning are these products, and how is this not edible? Warning, Japan will not be held responsible if you develop pica. Yes, that's a real thing. Some people actually eat candles. But luckily for us, we won't be needing to do that, because there are so many restaurants here. We're spoiled for choice. We don't deserve this, we honestly don't. Everything looks incredible. There are a lot of options to choose from, but I think today I'm just going to get a couple of sweet treats to try, and I'll share them with you in a second. First we have this tiny Ringo pancake macaron. This is from a small store we passed, and they had a few different types, but I chose the slightly darker coloured one. The texture is super soft and moist in the middle, and the appearance is very cake-like. To me, when I hear the term macaron, I think of French macarons that have this thin and crisp outer shell. Very, very sickly, but this wasn't like that at all. This has a sweet and nutty flavour, but the sugariness is very subtle. Chestnut goes so well in desserts in my opinion, because it brings its own natural sweetness, and the texture is really soft. This was so good, I can't recommend it enough. Next up is apple pie, a classic. You absolutely have to try this in Aomori. Look at that glaze, it's more golden than the sun. It looks so appetizing and my mouth is watering. The apple in this is incredible. It tastes so fresh. The apple still has a bit of bite to it. It's not total mush. And the pastry on the outside is so light, buttery and flaky. This truly is a must try. And I have an iced cocoa on the side, which is perfectly balanced, not sickly sweet like ours is back home. Look and learn, UK, because this is how you do it. So the total came to about 2,198 yen, which is around £11.42 or $14. So we had a hot latte, iced cocoa and apple pie, plus the small macaron from the other store, which is 480 yen. At Skip Egg alone, it came to under £9. In the UK, for example, if you ordered similar things, the price would probably be closer to £12. So it's pretty reasonable here for what you get. The quality of the service and the food was really, really good. Before you take in some incredible views of Aomori, I'm gonna ask you for a little favor. So if you enjoy watching my content, please subscribe to this channel. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers and we're so close, I can almost taste it. So subscribe, do it. It's completely free and helping me pursue my dreams. Cringe. People often ask me, where do you recommend visiting in Japan? Or they'll tell me where they've already been in Japan, and sadly they never bring up the Tohoku region. So I'm super glad that I'm fortunate enough to see it for myself. Now I'm able to share what I've experienced in Aomori because it is such a beautiful place. Aomori is home to magnificent mountain views, luscious green forests, and deep blue oceans. Which means the fish and seafood here is incredibly fresh, and no matter what time you come here, there is surprisingly a lot to explore, which I feel is a common misconception about Tohoku in general, that there's nothing to do here, which to me is pretty inaccurate from what I've seen so far. It may not be as energetic as Tokyo is, but that doesn't mean it's boring. I feel completely at peace here, so I'll be sad to say goodbye to Aomori. But we still have more to uncover before we move on to our next destination in Tohoku. But I'm curious, have you ever been to Aomori? If you haven't, I really hope this encourages you to see it at least once. Did you think we were done? Well, the day is not over yet. Let's head out and find a nice cup of coffee because I want a little chat with you. I want to tell you about another must-see attraction in Aomori, what makes Aomori special in comparison to other prefectures in Japan, and why I personally decided to come here. So grab yourself a cup of coffee or a tea and get relaxed. Ice matcha. Cappuccino. Latte. Arigatou gozaimasu. Minasan konnichiwa. TYNE desu. We've just come back from A-Factory and it was so fun. They had so much. I didn't realize how many Apple things you could create. Like they had so many different types of Apple products, like from drinks to like baked goods to like merchandise. Like it was such a beautiful shop and there was so much choice. I think anyone would appreciate it. And I found out about A-Factory from Charlotte in Japan, so I was super excited to explore it. So I'm glad I got to do that, and that was something I was really looking forward to in Aomori. I'm also really looking forward to seeing Knockdown, the fish market. I think fish markets are one of the most fascinating things to me in Japan because back home we don't really get the same sort of thing. It's like really cool, like really fresh, delicious fish in Japan, and especially in Aomori because it's closer to the ocean. I think the fish is incredible. We haven't really had chance to try that much fish here, so that is something that we really want to do. We really want to try more sushi and more fish markets. So tomorrow, that's the plan for tomorrow. And can I just say, the people in Aomori are so lovely. Like wow, we had such lovely interactions today. It was really nice. So that was really pleasant. So yeah, definitely come to Aomori, definitely see it. So tomorrow's a new day. It's been really difficult this trip. This has probably been the hardest trip I've ever done. Physically, emotionally, we've just been completely drained. I've never been so sleep deprived in my life. I think I've got a sinus infection. Very dizzy all the time, so that's been really difficult. I feel like I've barely accomplished anything this trip, but ganbarimasu. Akirame naide. We'll keep pushing on together. So we'll see you tomorrow in Knockdown. Mite kurete arigatou. Bye bye. じゃあね。